Hi everyone, it's Shan here at Counting What Counts, and I'm just talking you through how to set up an evaluation on the Culture Counts platform. So we have already created our evaluation. We have set up our individual surveys within the evaluation. We have configured those surveys. We have designed those surveys. We have invited people to fill out the surveys where appropriate, so self and peer reviewers. And now we are onto our summary page. So I'm just going to talk you through what it is that you see here. So at the top here, we have the survey title. As I scroll down, you will see the survey type. So this is where it will say if it's standard, prior or post. The number of assessors that are registered. As this is my public survey, thank you for attending Lottie's Socks, there are no assessors. Total number of questions, total number of dimensions that have been used, and the custom questions. Okay. Now what you'll notice over on the right hand side is this slightly sort of greyed out download survey results button. If I had survey results here, this would be a darker green and I would be able to click on it. As it is, it's not loading anything of any use because there are no results within this survey. I can also click on Manage, and this will enable me to move between the different pages in the same way as I can do it on the top. Go to Report, so again, that's if I have any results, I'm able to explore those results. Print survey questions, so if I just wanted to have a hard copy of the questions that I've asked for some reason, I can print them out. And then also download emails. So one of the questions that features in this survey is, I don't know if you remember, it's the email question here. Thank you for saying you would like to receive our newsletter. Please let us know where we should send it. I don't know if you remember, but I told you at the time that the results for this email question will be saved separately. They will be randomized, and the reason for that is to ensure anonymity with the rest of the results. So on the summary page, click Manage, Download Emails, and that will collect the email addresses only. Okay, but let's scroll down and look at the main section here. Survey links. So at the very beginning of this series, I spoke to you about the different types of links you can use. I don't know if you remember, but they all require an internet access. And there are three: online, interview, and display. Just to very quickly recap, you would want to use the online link if you are going to be sending your survey out to people via email, or perhaps putting it on social media, or say you want to use the link to create a QR code for people to scan with their phones or tablets. Interview, this sort of does what it says on the tin really. You would want to use the interview link in an interview setting, okay? So say you are wandering around an exhibition space and somebody is there and they are asking you questions on a one-to-one basis and you are filling out the survey there and then on site. The main difference between the online and the interview options is that online will only accept one response per device. Interview, as you can imagine, that wouldn't really work. It keeps resetting every single time. So you take one response and then you can take another and another and another, and all responses will be saved. Then we have display down here, and the display link is kind of similar to the interview link in the sense that it will continue to take responses and each response will be saved. However, it is missing certain sort of privileges, if you like. On the interview link, there are some sort of additional controls that are available because there is the idea that there is an interviewer themselves that are standing there and sort of carrying out the interview. Whereas with display, it's designed to be completed autonomously. So say you have a static tablet in a gallery, okay, that kind of idea. Now down the right hand side of these, you can see the little copy URL buttons. So the copy URL buttons are obviously useful for copying the links and popping them into emails or sharing them amongst people to complete the surveys. But what you will also see next to those are these preview icons. Now, the preview icons mean that you are able to look through one of your surveys, have a look at it, see what it looks like, is it how you expect it to be, before distributing it. So this is really handy because it means that you can explore the survey yourself and see what it would look like to a respondent, but you won't be collecting responses and therefore you won't be skewing results. You can, of course, also share this with any colleagues. So say someone in your department that would benefit from taking a look at it before it is sent out to the public. You can share the preview link with them. So I'll just show you how that appears. There we go. First, we get a note at the top to say it's a preview survey. And also we have the word preview in here as well to show that again. So yeah, this is all how I would expect it to be seen. And then you see we can go through the survey just as if we were a respondent. Okay, I'm not going to go through all the questions. But actually what I am going to do is I'm going to show you how the logic works. Do you remember when in the design phase we spoke about the newsletter question? So using logic is really handy because it means that you can slightly tailor a survey so that people will receive a follow-up question dependent on what their answer was. So here, would you like to receive our quarterly e-newsletter? No. I go on to the postcode question. If I say yes, thank you for saying you would like to receive our newsletter. Please let us know where we should send it. Yep, Sean@sean.com. Okay, so and we're back on now onto the postcode question. So hopefully you can see how the logic feature works. So yes, I just thought I would show you that whilst we were on this page. So you can absolutely share the preview links with others in your team to get their feedback. Very useful feature. Now, as we scroll down, you will see peer assessors and self-assessors. If this survey, thank you for attending Lottie's Socks, was intended for peer and self-assessors, I would have completed the invite page and I would have popped in email addresses. However, because this one is for the public, I hadn't done that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change surveys so that I can show you that section. If I go on here, myself and peer respondents, I will now come on to the summary page. Everything looks exactly the same. However, you will notice that there are no survey links. And the reason for that is because every survey link will automatically save responses as public. I do not want responses to my survey for self and peers to be recording responses as public. That's why I deliberately did not choose any delivery options on the configure page. Instead, what I did was I popped my peer and self email addresses in the invite tab. And because I did that, there are now links specifically associated with each of the assessors. There is a whole video dedicated specifically to inviting peer and self-assessors, so it might be something that you want to check out if you're a bit unsure about it. But the main thing for you to know is that any link under survey links will record as public. Any links under peer will record as peer. Any links that are displayed under self will be saved as self. Okay. Just for continuity, I will go back onto my public survey. Here we go. As you can see here, we've got the survey links, remember, for the public, but we do not have any for the peers. and we have none for the self either. Now, if we carry on scrolling down, you will see this data import section. So this is featured on every survey, and this is a relatively new feature, which means that you can collect responses via other means and import them to Culture Counts. Now, as you know, Culture Counts is an online digital evaluation platform. However, we know that there are some instances where it is necessary for you to use paper. If that is the case, please do get in touch and we can support you with this. And this is how you would then subsequently import the data you have collected. Down at the very bottom here as well, you get a very brief overview of survey results, okay, just so that you can have a bit of an overview as to how many responses you've collected. It doesn't go into it in any more depth than that, because that is all shown on the analytics dashboard. Okay, lovely. Well, thank you ever so much for watching, and we will speak soon. Thank you.